Canada is known as being a country full of quiet, polite, and humble people. But how accurate is that assessment? Hi, I'm Rebecca Brayton, and welcome to WatchMojo.com. And today we're speaking with Canadian politician and NHL Hall of Fame goalie Ken Dryden about Canadian stereotypes and his book, Becoming Canada. So the book is called Becoming Canada. Why don't you tell us about the premise?
Countries change over time. Circumstances change. The world changes. And the question for any country is what is it that we really are now, today? And not all of the stories and mythology of our past, but really today and what imaginably then for the future. What has driven me crazy most of my life, I used to think it was just funny, and then I started to feel annoying, was the phrase, typically Canadian, as a way of explaining everything that didn't quite work. It really is crippling. It really sets a ceiling of expectation and ambition far less than what it is we are. Sports fans call it a tradition. What's the tradition of the team as a way of explaining, of why you win or why you lose? Companies talk about cultures. We got the right culture, we got the wrong culture. It's the same with a country. You got the right story of yourself or the wrong story of yourself. You're more likely to live out whatever that story is, so you better get the right one.
And how did this book originate for you?
It started as a speech that I was developing to give at universities. It's really a chance to talk to students. This is their country that most of them are going to be living in another 60 plus years of their life. This is your country, so what do you want it to be? People would come up afterwards and say, "This is exciting, what can I do?" I had no answer. How do we create this kind of national conversation? For me, this is the fifth book that I've done, but it's really pretty much the first of where I did the book with the idea that when it was over, it was only the beginning. What is the Canada that we would like to build? What does it look like? What would this Canada do about climate change? What would this Canada do about an approach to poverty? What would this Canada do about buying the F-35s or not buying the F-35s? I think it's time for us to have that conversation.
What is a stereotypical Canadian, and what in reality is a Canadian to you?
Well, the stereotypical Canadian, I think, is polite, nice, respectful, inoffensive, didn't emerge out of revolution or had no civil wars, just kind of decent. I think we are most of those things. 100 years or so ago, when it was not a global world, and where you would have certain countries that would be immensely powerful. All of those qualities that I described about us, they're kind of useless and weak. In a global world, in a real global world, there's no country that is really overwhelmingly powerful anymore. You can just see in terms of the United States. A country of the immense military power of the United States is struggling with two relatively minor wars. The only way that a global world works is without any overpowering country, and of where countries find a way of dealing with each other and of living with each other. We can't separate ourselves anymore. You can't put up borders and the rest of it. We cross borders all the time. We're living in each other's backyards all the time. The only way is to get along. Well, what are those qualities that are essential to getting along? Being respectful, being polite, being nice, being willing to listen, being willing to compromise, to negotiate, to discuss. All of those qualities that have been us for so long, now suddenly we're where the world is going. We're what the world needs. That's the way a global world, has to function.